the Pilot feels floaty in rain, loud on the highway, or skittish in early snow, the tire isn't fine, it's the bottleneck. Give it the right rubber, and the whole SUV suddenly feels 2 sizes more sure-footed. Here's what matters: daily comfort, predictable wet braking, real light snow traction for those school-run flurries, and tread life that doesn't evaporate at 35,000 miles. Let me explain the 6 best options for a Honda Pilot, from good to why didn't this come stock, and where each one shines, plus a couple of fair warnings on the first 2 so no one overpays for the wrong use case. Number 6. Pirelli Scorpion All-Season Plus 3. The Scorpion AS Plus 3 is Pirelli's redesigned North American touring all-season made for crossovers and SUVs. And yes, it does the comfort thing well, with a quieter ride and a calmer highway hum than the prior generation. There's a new compound, new pattern, and full-depth 3D sipes meant to keep bite as it wears, so grip doesn't fall off a cliff at 20,000 miles, which is exactly what pilots benefit from in stop-and-go suburbia. In everyday use, steering feel is tidy, not darty, so lane changes feel composed rather than floppy. In rain, the evenly distributed channels resist hydroplaning and that light steering sensation when puddles build up in ruts, which is comforting in a 3-row SUV. You know that moment where the wheel tugs and the brain goes, are we about to float? This pattern calms that instinct, and the full-depth sipes help it stay consistent as the rubber ages. It's built on a 2-ply polyester casing with twin steel belts and polyamide caps, so stability is there even loaded with kids and cargo. Snow? For an all-season, it's better than the old Scorpion line, and the siping density helps on cold mornings pulling out of a sloped driveway. Pirelli calls out enhanced snow performance, and that checks out for light snow and packed slush. Just keep expectations aligned with the category, not with a dedicated winter tire. If winter is occasional dusting, this works. If winter means unplowed side streets, consider an all-weather tire further up the list. Number 5. Cooper Endeavor Plus. Cooper's Endeavor Plus is the value sweet spot for crossovers and SUVs. Dependable all-season traction, composed ride, and construction that aims for even wear without the price bump of the big legacy names. The 5-rib symmetric pattern keeps steering natural, and the silica compound plus 4 wide grooves handles standing water better than many budget picks. On a Pilot, the cabin stays surprisingly quiet on smooth asphalt, and only a mild resonance pops up on coarse concrete. Here's where it feels sorted: day-to-day commuting, school drop-offs, and weekend highway miles. The casing uses a 2-ply polyester body with 2 steel belts and a nylon overlay to keep things steady, so the SUV doesn't wallow when the rear seats are packed. The high sipe density means you get those micro edges that help on cold, damp mornings and light snow days. In short, it behaves like a proper touring tire, not a bargain compromise. Wet performance is competent, with balanced manners at typical speeds, but when pushed, the limit arrives earlier than the best in class. In independent track evaluations, the Endeavor Plus posted the lowest lateral grip and the longest wet braking among its test set, and it asked drivers to back off earlier to keep things tidy. On public roads, that's not a deal breaker. It simply means a narrower margin when hustling in heavy rain. Snow behavior is fine for light accumulations. Those many sipes do contribute, but again, this is a classic all-season, not an all-weather tire with a severe snow rating. 4. Goodyear Assurance MaxLife. If the goal is maximize miles and minimize tire drama, MaxLife is purpose-built for that. An 85,000-mile tread-wear warranty, built-in wear gauges, and a compound aimed at slow, even wear. On a Pilot, that translates to fewer tire service surprises and a very predictable feel from new to well-used. The TreadLife tech is designed for long wear without turning the ride harsh, and it shows in day-to-day comfort. The handy part is the integrated wear bars that act like a fuel gauge for tread, easy to eyeball before road trips. For families running big miles every year, this tire is budget math that actually pencils out. Wet and dry all-season behavior is steady and confidence-building, with no quirky mid-corner surprises as the miles stack up. On wet roads, MaxLife delivers consistent braking and hydroplaning resistance appropriate to its touring mission, not a sporty feel, but stable and calm, which the Pilot platform appreciates. Steering is relaxed and road noise is controlled, keeping the cabin in that let the podcast play zone. In light snow, it's capable but conventional. The siping and compound do their part on cold pavement and dustings, yet it won't match an all-weather tire with a severe snow rating. If winters are modest and the priority is longevity with minimal maintenance fuss, MaxLife is right on target. The real appeal is long-term savings, fewer replacements over the vehicle's life, and the big warranty safety net. If the Pilot racks up highway miles, this stops being just a tire and becomes the long-haul workhorse. 3. Michelin CrossClimate 2. The CrossClimate 2 is the all-weather benchmark for drivers who want one set to handle real winter days without swapping tires. It meets the severe snow service standard and carries the 3PMSF symbol, which is the OK go ahead for early storms and packed snow commutes. On a Pilot, you feel it the first cold, wet morning. Braking bite is decisive, and directional stability is exceptional for an all-season. The V-formation directional pattern with steep angles ejects water fast, boosting hydroplaning resistance, and Michelin's thermal adaptive compound stays pliable in the cold, so grip doesn't turn to glass. The piano noise tuning helps keep cabin noise down, and the block chamfers add braking authority without letting the tread squirm. It's a clever design, grooveless central areas for contact patch stability, then geometry that channels water out efficiently. In snow, this is where it earns the hype. Drivers consistently report standout traction and control on cold, wet, icy, and snowy roads, especially compared to traditional all-seasons, with only truly steep, loose climbs exposing the not-a-studded winter tire ceiling. For suburban winters and highway trips during storms, it's the most confident single-set solution. Dry manners are planted, steering is reassuring, and ride quality lands in the nicely damped zone for a midsize SUV. Noise is well controlled for a directional tread, which is a neat trick. If the Pilot sees mountain trips, early morning commutes below 10 degrees Celsius, or frequent rain, this tire feels like a driver assistance upgrade. Number 2. Continental CrossContact LX Sport. The LX Sport is a premium OE-tuned highway touring tire used by many crossovers and SUVs, and on the Pilot, it brings that CAME factory-sorted feel. Quiet ride, smooth primary ride motions, and easy steering on the highway. The asymmetric tread with a supported outer shoulder stabilizes turn-in and keeps the SUV composed in crosswinds, and siped central blocks help with wet braking and light snow traction. Noise? Continental offers Conti-Silent foam in select sizes to cut cabin boom, plus options like Conti-Seal and SSR run-flat tech in certain fitments. That matters on big-body SUVs where road roar can creep in at 70 miles per hour. Even without those options, the baseline LX Sport is tuned for low noise and comfort, which makes long trips less fatiguing. On wet roads, braking performance is a noted strength, and stability under lane changes feels locked in rather than floaty. It isn't a performance tire, but the way it blends comfort with composure is exactly what most family SUVs need. Light snow capability is there, though deep, unplowed conditions will exceed its design brief. Construction leans toward ride compliance, polyester body for cushioning, twin steel belts for strength, and that flanged lower sidewall detail to help protect wheels from curb kisses, useful in school pickup lanes. For pilots that spend 90% of life on highways and arterials, this is the serene cruiser of the group. Number 1. Michelin Defender LTX MS. This is the long-term champ for SUVs and light trucks. Durable tread life, excellent wet grip, real-world snow traction for an all-season, and the calm, solid ride Michelin's LTX line is known for. The EverTread compound is built to last even in tougher conditions, and the Max Touch construction spreads forces so the tire wears evenly. On a Pilot, that means fewer alignment-sensitive scallops and a consistent feel mile after mile. The mileage story is strong, up to a 70,000-mile treadwear warranty on P-metric sizes and 50,000 on LT sizes, backed by Michelin's broader promise plan with satisfaction and roadside assistance. Over a typical ownership cycle, that can mean one fewer tire purchase, which is real savings. Meanwhile, Wet braking is confident, and the tire stays composed in heavy rain, avoiding that sudden let-go at highway speeds. What stands out is how settled the Pilot feels on this tire. Body motions are better controlled over expansion joints, and the light truck DNA gives it a planted, sure-footed demeanor without making the ride stiff. Noise is impressively low for a durable compound, so highway trips feel relaxed. In snow, it's one of the better true all-seasons, with meaningful traction on packed snow and slush and predictable behavior when the temperature drops. It's not an all-weather with a severe snow badge, but for many climates, it's more than enough to avoid seasonal swaps. If towing or heavy loading is part of life, the LTX compounds keep their composure where softer touring tires can feel overwhelmed. Final thought: pick for the real use case, not the marketing tag. If the Pilot hauls family and gear year-round, the Defender LTX MS is the no-regrets choice. If winter is real, CrossClimate 2 changes how January feels. If miles are huge, MaxLife stretches the budget. And if the priority is simply a calmer, quieter daily, the Continental and Pirelli deliver that, that's better, every time the road opens up.